Okay, Chaitanya. Let's do a small recap. Okay, Darshani. So we were discussing about the Java associations. So one-to-one association is completed and one-to-many association is also completed. Today we need to discuss about many-to-one association. Okay, let me open the diagram for the better understanding. So this is a diagrammatical representation of what? It is a diagrammatical representation of one-to-one association, and this one is one-to-many association. For example, if you take any class, for example, the name of the class is a department class here, okay, and you place a reference of another class inside this department class. Another class reference has been placed. In this case, employee class reference has been placed. Okay. One department can have many number of employees. One department can have many number of employees. If you want to represent these things in the Java classes, you use what? You use associations. This is nothing but playing with the data. Okay, you do the data navigation and you do the data communication, and you just play with the data. If you want to involve many sets of data within a class, and if you want to involve another set of data in another class, okay, there comes the association concept. Okay, you can have department. Okay, this department name is a straightforward. Is it? 1 minute. Let me open the paint screen. New, open. Okay, where is it? This one. Okay. So this is the department class, and in the department you have what? You have department name is already there. Okay, this department name can be represented with one value. Only one value is required to represent department name, and department ID, only one value is required, department ID. But when you talk about the employees in a particular department, okay, there can be n number of employees. There can be n number of employees. So many employees. Okay, this employee data is represented in the form of array. Okay, this reference is called as what? The contained reference or the contained class, and the actual class is what? The container class. The association is like one department can have many number of employees. One to many. It's called as one to many. Well, this will make more sense when you start developing the real-time applications. You always play with the data, especially in the part of Hibernate concept. In the advanced Java, there is a framework called as Hibernate. Over there, these things are very important. Understanding this control flow is really important. Okay. I'm just trying to set up the platform for this, so that these fundamental things we will not forget to learn it properly. This should not be forgotten. Okay. So associations are very important to deal with the data, especially to deal with huge amount of data. This is how you set the platform to deal with the data, right? So one to many association, I don't think any explanation is required. So we have this is one object. One typical object, there is a reference, employee reference. This employee reference is not a single object, it is referring to many objects. That's why it is called as one to many. If you want further explanation, you can revise this video. No, all your doubts will be cleared on today's topic, which is many to one association. Okay. Today we are going to discuss what? Today we are going to discuss many to one association. I will first let us look into the theory, then we can write a small program on top of it. Okay. So many to one association. Okay. A small manipulation, guys. Very small manipulations. Very simple. Okay. We have one theory. You do a small manipulation in that theory. Many to one association. What we are going to do here? Same theory which we have been studying for the last 2 days. Okay, let us copy and paste that and do a small manipulation. You will get the definition for many to one association. Okay, many to one association definition is very straightforward. Again, it is going to talk about relationship between two classes or entities. You do not have to change this. Okay, where many instances of an entity should be mapped with one instance of another entity. It will be mapped to one instance of another entity. Very simple. Okay, by looking at this no heading. By looking at this topic, we should be able to manipulate the theory many to one association. Example is like we can take a real-time example, like many students are choosing many students can choose one department. One can choose one department. Right? When I was doing an engineering, I was asked to join the computer science engineering, but my favorite subject is electrical and electronics. So I decided to join electrical and electronics. So me, when I was a student, Balaji as a student has joined or has taken triple E. Triple E is nothing but electrical and electronics. Okay. So this electrical and electronics is not just affiliated to me, right? Many students can join in the same department. Yes or no? Not only Balaji. Okay. Tomorrow can be Shashwat. Okay. And Darshini. Okay. They can choose the same department. Many students can choose one department. Right? When you want to represent this in the in the Java, when you want to represent this in Java language, you use associations. What is that association? Many to one association. You are just going to play with the data. As simple as that. I think the theory part is making some sense now. Okay, let us let me draw the eye level diagram for this. A file new. Okay, we do not have to save this. It has been saved already. So this is one class, and there should be two classes, right? For to define an association, there should always be two classes. This one class and this is another class, and here we have the relationship. Okay, this is the relationship that we are talking about, which is what? Many to one association. So this relationship is always as a relationship concept. This concept is always talking about which relationship? As a relationship. Okay, here the students as a relationship. Students, plural form, students, not students, students as a relationship with what? The department. Many students as targeted one department. Okay, when you want to represent this in the Java language, you should use what? The many to one association. I can say this as what? Many, right? Many students, not one student, many student. Right? So this is what? Many. This is what? One. Okay. Many students as a relationship with one department. So many to one association. Right? How we can represent that in the program, we will see that. Okay. So next thing is, so let us write a small program. 1 minute, guys. Let me turn off the fan. Okay, guys, I am back. Let us see. Let us look into this. Okay. Let me design a Java program. Okay, I'm going to design a Java program which is going to have, I'm going to design two classes. One is student class. Okay, class students. Now I want some help from you. You want to help me. You want to tell me which is the container class and which is the contained class. Okay, this is the students class and this is the department class. Okay. So we have a student class and we have a department class. Okay, inside the student is going to have what? Student is going to have student name. Okay, it will be in the form of string s name and integer sid. Okay, we will take one more variable which is string location. Okay, I have taken three variables: student s name, student id, and student location. Okay, there is another variable. This is a very special variable because all these variables are of a data type. So it is going to store only one value. Okay, and I'm going to take a variable which is called as what? The department variable. Okay, this is of department type. Department DEP. Okay, and here in the department class I am taking two variables. The department name string D name. Next one is string DID, department ID. Okay, so here which class is the container class and which class is the content class? Very simple, guys. Go from left to right. Go from left to right. Just see which class is having which class information. Student class is having the department class information. Of course, this is always going to be what? This is always going to be the contained class because it is contained in another class. We are containing it. That's why it is called as what? Contained class. Okay, and this one is the container class. Agree with me? This one is what? The container class. Container class. Okay, now a question could be arising in your mind. Okay, we are saying that many students are going to be choosing one department, but here the class is representing only student name, student ID, location. Okay, we will be creating n number of objects for this particular variables. For all these three variables, we are going to create what? We are going to create n number of objects for these variables, especially for the student name, student ID and the student location. There will be many objects will be created. Objects will be created. Okay, and for this only one object will be created. Only one object will be created. For these variables, we are going to create only one object. How many objects you are going to create? Only one object. Only one object. So because of this, we call it as what? Many to one relation. So this is making a relation. Okay, what kind of relation is it? Many to one relation. Okay, so it is talking about what? Many. Okay, many to one. So this is what? Many student objects. Okay, so they are going to choose only one department. That is why it is called as what? Many to one relation. Okay, many to one. Okay, making sense? So this is the just the eye level diagram for the understanding. Let us design a program on this. So I have already said to design a program, the program should be like I will be taking up two packages. This is package 1 and this is package 2. Okay, I'm going to use Eclipse editor. Okay, for the simplicity, this is package 1, package 2. Okay, the name of the package 1 is going to be what? Balaji dot let me take it as entities. You can take any name, any meaningful name. Okay, second package name is called com.balaji.driver class. Driver class is a class where you actually operate, where you actually create object creation. So where you will place the main method. It is also called as a main class. You can also call this as driver. So this is package 1, package 2. Okay, let us do this in the Eclipse editor. Okay, so this is our previous example. So file, new. Okay, let me show this for you. So this is visible now. This view is visible, right? Everyone, are you able to see this view? Good. Sorry guys, I did not see this. My view is clear now. Okay, good. Okay, focus here. New Java project. Firstly, you need to create a Java project. Okay, so we need to name the Java project. So let us keep the name as a meaningful one. So many to one association. Since we are dealing with associations, the name of the association is many to one associations. The name itself is many to one. Okay, and the Java Standard Edition 1.8. 1.8 is the version that we are learning. Okay. Next, click on next and click on finished. A package has been created. I hope you're able to see many to one package has been created. Let me maximize this. Let me close all this. Okay, sorry, not the package. The project has been created. Many to one project has been created. Now I need to create two packages. Okay, package 1. Click on the source. Click on new. Click on package. The name of the package should be meaningful. So com.balaji.entities. First package is created. Again, click on src, click on new, click on package. Okay, don't worry about this Eclipse. I will be explaining you. But you I am suggesting you to practice in the notepad. Okay, com dot balaji dot driver class. Okay, two packages created. Go back to the diagram. So we have two packages. According to this, I have also created two packages. Okay, in the package driver, I am going to declare two classes. Okay, one is the container class that is talking about what? Students. Okay, one is the container class, which is also called as students. Second one is what? The contained class, which is what we are discussing about department. Okay, in the entities package, I am going to create two classes, and in the driver package, I am going to create the driver class. Driver class is what? Any class that is going to have a main method where the application can be operated upon. Okay, that is called as driver class. Public static void main, just a shortcut. Don't think any explanation is required on this. Yes. Okay, so two classes are created, students and driver. Okay, let us do the same thing in the Eclipse editor. Okay. On the top of the driver package, I'm doing the right click. Okay, I'm clicking on new. I'm choosing a class. Okay, the name of the class is what? We have the students class. Okay, so class students has been created. So when you create a class, it will come along with the package. Package name is what? com.package.driver. Okay, I need to create another class for what? For department. Okay, I mean, right click on this package and click on new, click on class. You will get a dialog box like this. Here next to the name, next to the name specification, just give the class name, which is what? Department. Okay. Now don't you think we have department class, we have student class? Okay, what is the other class? This department and student class, they are the subset of this package. Under this package there are two classes. It's just like looking at this. It's just like this. Okay, and we need to create a class, driver class, under which package? com.balaji.driver. Go back. Okay. I'm sorry, I did the opposite thing here, guys. Okay, let us delete these two things. Let me make it really quick. So under entities thing, I need to create package. I need to create the class respect to our assumption. Students. Okay. So under these entities, I need to create a class, two classes, students and department. Done. Under driver, I need to create only one class. This is the main class. So let us keep the name of the class as driver. Since it is a main class, you will just check this public static void main so that it will come along with it. You need to don't need to worry about this for now. We will remove this. Okay, it is just a kind of inbuilt instructions. Okay, this is a driver class which has main method, and there are other two classes, department class and the student class. Okay, let's start working. Let's start developing our application. So what does our application says? Okay, we need to design a department class that has two variables, guys. Okay, how many variables are there here? Okay, two variables. One is department name and department ID. They are the direct variables because string only one value, and the department ID is going to have only one value. It is going to hold only one value. Same thing, let us design here. Okay, two variables we need to design. Okay, in the department, okay, string d name, okay, string did, department ID. Okay, this should always be the private access modifier because I have already discussed in the encapsulation concepts, Java encapsulation. To achieve encapsulation, this variable should always be private. Okay, to set values to these variables. Okay, initially in the memory, the default values will be assigned to this d name and the department ID. Okay, department ID could be a number, so let me take it as integer. Okay, we need to set values to this variable, so that we need getters and setters. To generate getters and setters in Eclipse editor, it is going to be very easy. Right click here. Okay, go on source, hover over source and generate getters and setters. You will get a kind of list like this. Okay, select all. Okay, you need to check all this, then generate. Okay, getters and setters are generated successfully. Okay, getters are used to get the name that is stored in the object. Setters are used to set the values. Getters are used to get the values. Setters are used to set the values. Getters are always going to be prefixed with get. Setters are going to be prefixed with set. Okay, for each variable, one getter, one setter was got generated for each variable. Okay, for department name, one getter is generated, setter is generated. For department ID, getter is generated, setter is generated. That's it. Our job is done. Okay, department has been created successfully. Next thing, what we have to do, we have successfully built. Okay, why did I started with the department class? Why did I started with the department class? Please ensure that you should always complete creating the class for the contained class first. Contained class should always be created first. Then we can go and work on the container class. Because this contained class is part of another class, no? So this should be completed. Then we will work on the container class. Making sense, everyone? Are you able to follow me? Yes, no? Just type something in the chat box. Should not be like I am just explaining. I am just speaking and you are just doing something. Okay? Just to make sure that the session is interactive. Okay, thank you for your response. Okay. So now let us design what? This is completed. This part is completed. Students class needs to be designed. Okay. Student class. How many variables are there in the student class? Student name, student ID, student location, and the department variable. There are 4 variables. Okay. First, let us design these 3 variables. The student class, private, string. Student name is a value that is going to be assigned to the string data type. So string sname. Now, what are the other 2 variables, guys? Integer ID, string location. Private, integer ID, private, and we have what? We have string location. Okay, these 3 are the direct variables. Why direct variables? These values are there could be only one value. That's why these are the direct variables. Okay, now we are going to talk about the contained class. Okay, we are going to keep a reference of a class here, department reference. Okay. Department reference, DEP, done. Okay, these are the actual variables, and this variable is of what type? Class type, because this is the as a relation entity, as a relation reference. Okay, so now we need to generate getters and setters as usual. Okay, right click here, source, generate. We are going to use this getters and setters always when we are trying to design any Pojo class. Okay, so that's why these things are already designed for us to keep the program to make the life easy, make our life easy. That's it. Setters and getters are generated successfully. Okay, so now we have created what? We have created 2 things. Department.java is created, students.java is also created. Okay, now let's jump into the driver class. We need to create objects here. Okay. Firstly, we need to create object for the department.java. Always ensure that object is getting created. The values are getting set for the contained class, which is nothing but department class here. Department class. Okay. So department D1 equal to new department. Okay. What kind of relationship is this? So it is it is asking us, it is not able to recognize this department because this department is part of a different package. So we need to import that. Okay, import com dot and it is a department package. Okay, this statement is very, very important because in our code, okay, import statement is required. Why the statement is required? We are creating object for department class. Department is not part of the current package. Yes or no? Department is part of the different package. Department D1 equal to new department. Okay, this is part of a different package. Yes or no? Okay, so the main thread, okay, JVM is going to create a main thread. Okay, you should ensure that this main thread is getting access to the department class which is inside this package. This inside this package. This is a different package. This is a different one. To send the main thread to this package, we need to use import statement. Import statement. The moment you are using import statement, what will happen behind the scenes? Okay? It will ensure a root here. It will ensure what? A kind of this will be created because of this import statement. Now the main thread could get access to this package because of this import statement. Because of this import statement, we are importing department package. So this main thread will get access to this package and it will get access to the department class. Making sense? So this thing is also done. Okay, now, so in the memory perspective, what has happened in the memory? Within the memory, what has happened? Okay, because of the new keyword, what happened? The memory area has got created. Why this has got created? We have used which keyword? We have used the new keyword. Department D1 equal new department. Focus here. I will explain each and everything in a crystal way. Just focus here. Because of new keyword, a new memory has been created in the JVM. Okay, this reference variable is what? D1. This reference variable is what? D1. Okay, what are the instance variables? What are the instance variables in the department class? Go back and check. Okay, in the department class, go back and check how many instance variables are there. One is dname, second one is did. For these two instance variables, a memory gets allocated inside this object. One is dname. Okay, in the beginning, the value is going to be a default value. Okay, null value will be assigned. Okay. Second one is did. The default value for integer is going to be 0. Default values are assigned. Now you as a developer, you need to set values for this. Okay, let us set some values for this. For that, we need to use setters. Use this reference D1. Okay, click on dot. Okay, set department name. Okay, we are dealing with EEE department. Okay, again use the reference variable D1 dot set department ID. Okay, department ID is what? Department ID is, let us say, 111. Okay, these two values are set by using the center. Set department name, set department ID. Okay, then it will go here. It will use this department name and it will consume the department name as EEE. This will be assigned to the instance variable. Likewise, it will consume the department ID, which will be assigned to the instance variables. Okay, because these values are assigned using setters, in the memory level, the null value will be replaced with what? EEE? Yes or no? This is going to get replaced with what? EEE. Right? And this default value 0 will be replaced with what? 111, because that is a department. These are the memory level changes. Okay, this is for our understanding. These are the things that has happened, that is being happened behind the scenes because of our only one instruction, which is this, because of these three instructions. Okay, we are talking about many to one. Many to one. Okay, many to one. Look at this mapping. Many to one. Department is what? 1. Students are many, right? Department is 1. Students are many. So one object is okay for the department. One object is okay because many to one. One department. One object creation is okay for the department. Okay. Now we need to create object for what? Okay, department part is done. Okay, now we need to create object for class students. Right? Let us deal with that. Okay, go back to the Eclipse. Okay, so department part is done. Okay, let us create object for the class students. Create an object for the class students. Right? Students. There can be many students, so I am just assuming that S1 is one student, S2 is another student. Okay, we will take 3 students. Okay, So it is asking us to import students com.biology.entities because student class is available in different package. Okay, so I have just imported it by using shortcuts in the Eclipse. Okay. So this has also been imported. So this order is not mandatory. This order can be anyhow. Okay, from it can be reverse also, no issues. Because of the students, since we have created an object for the students, this main thread needs to get access to the student class. Okay, student s1 equal to new student. To make that happen, we need to use the import statement. We need to import that package where the student class is there, so that it can get access to the student class, and all the manipulations can be done. Okay, all the data can be assigned, all the data can be taken. Are we good so far? Type S in the chat box, everyone. I'm keeping it very slow so that you people will not make any mistakes in the future topics. Okay, try to focus. Now go back to the editor. We will take 3 students, guys. Okay, so how many objects needs to be taken for the student? We need to take many objects, but not many, because we are talking about many to one. So there should be many student objects. Okay, we have created one student object, depends upon how many students. Okay, in our example, you are going to take 3 student objects. Student 1, I have created an object for student 1. Okay, because of this statement, a relationship, a memory gets allocated behind the scenes. Student 1. Okay, since we are going to with this student 1, let us set the values here. Okay, sorry, the values can be what? S1 dot set student name. Okay, S1 dot set student ID. Okay, S1 dot set okay, let me remove all this. Firstly, what happens? Student, we have created an object, right? In the memory, all the instance variables, all the values for the default values will be assigned to the instance variables. How many instance variables are there for this particular student class? Okay, there are 4 variables. One is name, sname, ID, location, and DEP. Okay, so let us do that first. Okay. sname, ID, location, okay, and the last one is what? DEP, department. Okay, initially the default value will be assigned. Okay, for default value is what? Null. Default value for ID is 0. Okay, default value for this location is null because it's a string type. Default value for the department is also null because it is a class type. Okay, now we are going to set values. We are going to set the meaningful values, the actual values. Okay, s1 dot set student name. Okay, let us set the student name as Ganesh. Okay, s1 dot set student ID. Student ID is, let me take it as 1. Okay, s1 dot, I'm sorry, s1 dot, because why I'm using s1 every time, because in this object reference I'm going to set the values. So this is our object reference. Okay, the name of this object reference is s1 because we have created this reference by using the new keyword, right? S1. So on top of this s1 we are assigning values. Okay, so what are the values that we have assigned so far? Name, ID, and department. Okay, so when you look at this department, what is it? DEP. Okay, set DEP. Okay, this department, you will be passing this reference variable of the department class here. That's it, because it is of object type, many to one association. Okay, because of this, the changes that gets happen in the memory is very simple. Okay, null will be replaced with what? Ganesh. Okay, 0 will be replaced with what? 1. ID. Location, what is the location that we have taken here? Department. Okay, location as not set. Chennai. Okay, go back here. Location Chennai. Okay, and department is going to have the reference variable of D1. So this is the, should focus this department is what? D1. Okay, this is the replacement. 0 is a replacement for 1 and null is replaced by Chennai and this null is replaced by D1. Okay, this D1 is of what type? This D1 is of what? Object type or the class reference type. Okay, so I can say that internally this is pointing to D1. Okay, this is for one student. This is for one student. Likewise, we have to create many students. Let's go back to the Eclipse. Student 1, new student. Okay, now I'm copying this. I'm placing it here. Now this time the reference is S2. Okay, so everything I'm changing it to S2 because second student is coming into the picture. Right? S2, and this is also going to be S2, and this is also going to be what? S2. Okay, Ganesh, let us take it as Ramesh. Okay, this is 2, same department, triple E department, so it is D1. Okay, location is Bangalore. Okay, go back to the eye level diagram. Okay, and a new object gets created, right? Yes or no? New object is going to get created. Okay, what are the values? Same values. Yes name. Okay, initially null, later Ramesh, right? So I don't think any explanation is required. And ID initially 0, later 2. Okay, location initially null, later Bangalore. Okay, next department initially null, later D1 because everyone are studying in the same department. That's why it is what is D1. The student 2 information is also completed. Okay, null 0, null, null. So this is what? S2. This is S1 and this is what? S2 reference. S2. Okay, especially focus here. Okay, this is holding an object of another class, department class. Okay, so the reference is going to be what? Internally this is also going to point what? D1. D1. Okay, now third object. You can create any objects like this. Many to one. We are mapping many to one association. So you can have any number of students. Okay? It's not like you should have at least more than one. It's not like that. It's up to you. But you have an option to add any number of students. It can be 1, it can be 0, or it can be 10. You have an option. So this many to association is talking. Many to one association is talking about those options. Okay. Next is S3. S3. This is also S3 and this is also what? S3. Okay, Ramesh, this is let me take it as Suresh. Okay, roll number 3. Okay, coach. Okay, now go back to the eye level diagram. Another object, another student object. Let me take it here. Another student object. So the reference variable is what? S3. S3. The same values, same variable names, S name. Beginning it is going to be null. Null will be replaced with Suresh. Okay. Then ID. ID beginning it is going to be 0. 0 is going to get replaced with what is it? Yeah, 3. Okay. Location. Beginning it is going to be what? Beginning it is going to be null, which will get replaced with Kochi. Because that is the value that we are setting. Okay. The last one is what? The department. Okay. Department I am taking it here. Department beginning it is going to be null, later it is going to be D1. All are studying in the same department, so it is D1. Okay, so null 0 null. Okay, and this department is going to be pointing towards, okay, this one. Missed you. Now you see many objects is pointing to one object through the as a relationship concept. Don't you think so? Many objects are pointing to one object through the as a relationship concept, which is one to many to one association. That's what is called as many to one association. Many to one association. Right? So diagrammatically this is okay. How do we print this? How do we achieve printing the details? To achieve printing the details, go to the container class. Container class is students class. In the student class, after the getters and structors, I am taking a method like void get details. This get details, when you call this get details method, it should print what? It should print some details, some relevant details about the students. Okay? The details of the students. Okay, system.out.println. Okay, I'm printing an empty line. Okay, system.out.println. The student name plus this name. Okay, the student what is it next one? The student ID is SID. The student location is plus location. Okay, and the last one, department. The student department is plus. Okay, so department is not a direct value. Okay, department is a combination of two other values. So you should use this reference variable DEP, and again you should call the getters of this particular department class. Get department ID followed by the student department ID is student department